Hey there, I'm Musik and you're watching Artist Life. In today's episode, I'll take this painting that I had completed in our previous episode and I'll start texturizing it using Pallet Knife. So if you have not watched that episode, you can do so, and also please don't forget to subscribe and like to our channel. So if you're ready, let's start. So these are some of the colors that I need: titanium white, black, cadmium red, alizarin red, magenta, cadmium yellow, ultramarine blue, and Prussian blue. So if you notice, this is my palette knife that I will be using. And I am pulling, as you can see, I'm using green. I've mixed cad yellow and ultramarine blue to make this green. And if you notice, I'm just dabbing against the canvas. I'm not really scraping it or what have you. I'm just taking the knife and dabbing, and at this point I am just going from one area to another and taking my cad yellow, just working it on top and coming down on the canvas again with my cad yellow and ultramarine blue is what I'm using, trying to put some highlights throughout the canvas. And keep in mind that I'm pulling the knife downward at this stage. So there's really not that much to it. It's not hard. Once you get used to it, it's really easy. And keep in mind that I am using my own interpretation by using cadmium red and alizarin red. I mixed these two colors to get the deep red that you see. So working here throughout the pathway, I've used cadmium red, and again it's just a dabbing motion upward, and on both sides of the pathway I'll have my own flowers. Again, I'm using cadmium red. And also I've taken the white and mixed a lot of white with my red to get this pink flower that you see that I'm adding throughout the pathway. So taking the black, I am actually emphasizing certain areas, and also I try to reshape parts of the painting that I dislike by moving the paint around. So it's really fun using palette knife. With palette knife, I am just either pulling upward, downward, or sideways. So there's really not that much, and I'm using the back side of the knife, not the front side, obviously, because the knife is just shaped in a weird angle, and there's only one way that you can use the knife, and that's actually the back side of it, and you tend to shuffle the paint around on the canvas. So again, here throughout the pathway I'm using yellow ochre and just applying my own feel. So warm up the colors right there, and above where I'm working on is the stairs. Like right there is the stairs, and if you notice, I'm just pulling the knife. Also, try to hang on to your lights and darks. So keep in mind that if you use similar colors, things might get muddy. So always try to keep things on a contrasting side. Like right now, the white against the background, there's a strong contrast between the tones. And even though you're keeping things simplified, you're still trying to hold on to your darks and lights and the shapes. Like this is the window that I'm working on right now, so make sure that you hold on to the drawing. So the great thing is that you can always put layers of color on top of another, and with palette knife, a few ways. You don't have to cover up what's underneath. You can actually hold on to a lot of colors and strokes that you have already made on the canvas. And like here on the door, if you want, you can just darken like I'm doing. So there's really not that much to this. Certain times when you're painting, you always want to, again, like I said before, hold on to your lights and darks. Here on the pathway, I am putting the highlights, as you can see, with the white. And since the canvas is already wet, you can take certain colors and start mixing the colors on the canvas. As you can see, that's what I'm doing. So just trying to either soften the edges here and also applying some dark tones to, again, re-emphasize on certain shapes that I have. So like you could see, I'm using the black, and with the green I'm going upward like so, just to throw some color there. And then finally some orange. As you can see, I'm just creating some highlights with the orange and the pinks on the other side. So with the pinks, I've used a little bit of magenta and alizarin red and white to make that color, and finally I can take the white and just finalize it. So look at the way I'm holding the knife. I'm just kind of scraping things by just moving the paint around using the side of the palette knife. And you can take the gray, the off-white color, and just soften the black. Like you could see, that's what I'm doing. And finally a little bit of orange throughout the pathway, just to tie in all the colors together to keep things harmonious. So I'm never stuck on one area, am I? I'm just constantly moving from one section of the painting to another, constantly adding similar colors. And if you notice right now the way I'm holding the knife, so it's like holding a piece of stick. I'm just pulling either sideways or upward or downward. It's just very comfortable holding it with the tip of your fingers. So let's just add some white there, and also maybe a little bit of white on top of the window. Well, that's about it with this painting. So if you enjoyed this episode, go ahead and subscribe to our channel and don't forget to hit that like button. So till next time, happy painting. Bye.